Hi, and welcome to my new series all about helping businesses and employees kind of navigate the world that we live in now. We're in the 21st century. Things are a lot different than they were last century. When my dad was getting a job, he went through a lot different process than myself or my siblings, or even what my kid is going to go through later in life. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Chris DeC. I'm a web designer by trade. I've worked with countless number of agencies, both in-house and as a freelancer. And currently I'm self-employed, working with different companies, taking on different projects. I also offer a lot of business advice. And corporate culture is one of those things that I'm very passionate about. And I want to help everyone else try to navigate that landscape a little bit more. So, the reason I wanted to start today with episode 1 is I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the interview process. Back in the day, it was very formal. It was always a question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. It's a very hard process to do. All of any interview is actually just a conversation. The way I always like to think of an interview is it's a first date. All right? What you're using in that interview is you're trying to find out about people. You're trying to dig in, you're trying to decide if this is going to be a good long-term commitment or just a one-night stand. And this is something that's really changed over the years. Like I said, when my dad was getting out of college and getting his first job, it was much more about, well, what were your credentials? What school did you go to? Who did you know? All those fun little tidbits of things in your life. But now it's a lot more of, what's the personality? Who are you as a person? Do we want to make a lifetime commitment with you? Take those moments and use that opportunity within an interview to really talk to either your future employer or the future employee, the candidate. Get to know that person, understand who they are, what do they like, what motivates them. We're in a much different world now. Money's not always the number one factor. Maybe it's work-life balance. Maybe it's more of finding tasks that keep them learning in the workplace. Different things like that. There's always something. Some people will still be money, and you have to navigate that. You can also dig into their personality in the way of, are they a funny person? Are they going to work hard? Do they take initiative? Things you can't get from a resume. And I've seen this over the years with different jobs that I've gone, even in the 10-year span of graduating college, actually 12-year span, sorry, of graduating college to now. My resume at back in 2003, 2001 had a lot more of an impact. But as I've continued to grow in my career, that resume is not as important. In fact, the last job I had, they didn't even look at my resume. They didn't even ask for references. They asked about my personality. They got to know me. We went out for lunch. We really got to kind of know each other and see if there was a good fit. It was basically a date. And that's how you really have to navigate the interview process nowadays. Yes, you still have to have a good looking cover letter and probably a nice looking resume to at least get in the door. But once you get that conversation going, make it just a personal meeting with a friend. You're having coffee. Bring coffee. If you think that the person's going to like it, bring coffee, bring tea, whatever it happens to be. Turn it into something a little bit more casual. Get comfortable. I've seen so many bright, awesome people just get to the point where they're all uptight, they can't talk, they get so nervous in those interview processes that they can't get through them. None of their personality shines. They're brilliant, awesome people, but they freeze. If they had just come into this interview and treated it more like a process of a conversation, a long lost friend, a first date, they would have been amazing. They would have got that awesome job that they wanted. They would have got that good salary that they were hoping for. Don't let your nerves get the best of you. Both sides of the table, they're not trying to put you under a spotlight. You didn't do anything wrong. They just want to get to know you. On both sides, there's bad interviewers and there's bad interviewees. Find that common ground, find that connection, treat it like you're meeting up with a friend. This is going to help you really navigate the interview process, get more jobs, probably get more callbacks as well as your name gets out there. And the main reason I wanted to bring this up today is my little sister. She's recently trying to find a job, and she's been going through a ton of interviews. And my parents, I love them, and they're doing a great job. They're trying to work with her. My sister's not the strongest interviewer. She never had to, and she was never taught that in school. Like most of us, we were not taught how to do a proper interview. But they're very much stuck into how the interviews were run back in the 1970s, the 60s, even the early 80s. And it's very different landscape out there now. Different types of people running companies and doing hiring decisions. And so to really work through that, I'm trying to get her to understand that these people are not there to just ask questions, and you just respond and then say nothing. You have to turn that into a conversation. You have to talk to them. You have to learn about them as much as they're learning about you. What's motivating them? What's their end goal? What are they expecting of you? What's going to make you a great employee for them? Are you even fitting into that criteria? Maybe you looked good on paper, but you didn't. Maybe it doesn't feel right. I trust my gut a lot when it comes to business, whether it's hiring new clients or working with different agencies, different things like that. I always go with trusting my gut. It never steers me wrong. And most people tend to ignore their gut, and that's a big problem. You gotta listen to your gut. Anyways, welcome to my new series, and I hope you got a little bit out of this. I'm going to try to post at least once a week to my YouTube channel, and we're going to keep talking about corporate culture, employees, how to navigate all this landscape. What does it take to be a successful employee in the 21st century? Thank you very much, and I will see you guys later.